When you were 18 and 20, you didn't have a care in the world, right? You thought you were going to live forever, just like all of us did when we were that young, right? And then when we were 25 or even 30, we still didn't think much about our retirement, about the old age. But now that we're in our 40s, now we start realizing that 60 and 65 is just around the corner. These next 15, 20 years are just going to fly by, just like our entire lives have, and we're going to end up probably sick, probably not being able to look after ourselves, because who knows what's going to happen with the world, right? The AI, the robotics developments and everything. What's going to happen with the jobs? They say that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And what's going to happen with the pension fund? Maybe you have been paying into fund, but like the 2008 financial crash showed us, none of that money is really safe. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. And the more you dwell upon your future and the old age, the more scared you become. And then you start making other plans. Maybe you should be investing into the stock market. Just like Warren Buffett says, right? S&P 500, and invest like $100, $200 every month, or maybe even more. Maybe invest into crypto. Maybe you're already doing it, right? With the hopes that when the retirement comes, you're going to be somewhat secure and safe. But that fear, that uncertainty about the future is constantly lingering there in the background. And guess what's happening? If you are living like this, in such a state, much of your focus and energy is geared towards that. And you're not really living here and now, in the present, 100%, which is what you ought to be doing. And you ought to be doing why? Because only then you can realize your full potential. If you live in the now, and you don't think much about the future, you can then start seeing what you really want in life. And if you can then connect with your higher self and truly start understanding what it is that what is your passion, right? What it is that you really want to do in life, then you can start developing that skill set, and that way you can start providing even greater value to the world, to other people, and the finances will be just a side effect. And then quite naturally you will be able to afford supporting yourself in the old age. You won't have to rely on your children or your spouse. You're going to be self-sufficient. But if your entire focus is, how am I going to survive in my retirement? I want to ensure that I have enough savings and all of these things, right? If your entire focus is geared towards that, you are not flourishing in the present times, and you are not fulfilling your real potential. And guess what? We are all unique. Each and every one of us has that potential. And if you realize that, then the retirement is just going to look after itself.